the on-air light outside of the studio.
Hold on, John. It's not done yet. There we go.
Oh, it's John waiting for the link. Oh yeah, I see.
Okay.
All right. Watch it in 144p. Only look at the chat.
And let's get link sent out to Twitter.
We post Flowdoc.
Yeah, you want to handle that one? Okay. And put it out on Twitter as well. Looks like we're good there. And now check the YouTube stream. Any comments coming in? Or I should say participants. Hey. Hey, Neo Sun, thanks for joining. And as I see in the comments, yep, we're going to do a live build of balenaSense. Okay, let's get going. All right, hey everyone, welcome to IoT Happy Hour, our brand new weekly chat and hangout where we discuss all things IoT and making. I'm David, I am a developer advocate here at Balena. I'm joined this week by, let's see, who do we have? Tomas, Phil, Alan, Anuj, Chris, Andrew, John. Did I get everybody? I think so. Pretty good cast of characters. I've got a couple of quick news items we'll cover, then we'll get right into the fun part of the show where Chris is going to attempt to go end-to-end on an IoT project build.
Attempt being the key word there.
Yeah, I was going to say, so I don't know. Chris, did you say your prayers to the demo gods? Because if
I haven't.
Not,
I've got a completely unprepped Windows machine with no tools, so this is going to be fun.
Well, we'll see what happens then.
Chris is a demo atheist.
Yeah, yeah. So little bit of quick housekeeping though before I get started. So for anyone on the live stream, certainly feel free to post comments, questions, hacks, parts you've used in the past, project ideas, anything into the YouTube chat, and we'll keep an eye on it throughout the show. Make sure we get everything answered and addressed, of course, as possible.
You can join in too, if you want. Today's episode is brought to you by these things.
Yep.
Is that a sense hat?
Sorry, Chris. It is a sense hat.
I think it might have been. Any other housekeeping items anyone can think of? I think we've covered it.
I want to show you my cool NanoPi if you haven't got anything else.
I've got that listed under the news. I just added it actually, so we're gonna get to that. So, all right. So I'm gonna grab a couple of links real quick out of my notes here, and I'll drop them into the YouTube chat so we can talk about this first one because it's pretty interesting. So, okay, YouTube chat coming in. All right, so I noticed this Zigbee part that is only $4 and has a USB adapter end on it. But I've got a question. I've heard of Zigbee, but I don't know what it is. Anybody know? Alan, you happen to know that one?
Isn't that like an old comic strip?
Yeah,
Ziggy,
that round guy.
Yeah, the round guy.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I haven't heard of the comic strip, but
I know that Zigbee is kind of a standard of communication used a lot in home automation. I think the object like the Philips Hue uses Zigbee to communicate with the bulbs. It's kind of somewhat of a competitor to Z-Wave in a way. I don't know if anyone else has anything to add to that description.
So with that said, is it typically an expensive part to pick up? Is this a good deal then for $4, or does this bring anything new to the table?
Sounds good to me. Anything for $4 sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
So you could turn your lights on and off from the computer then, apparently, I guess, if you have a Zigbee adapter over USB. Would that be the rest?
Yeah.
Is that only like the communications module, or is it like a full on board?
I'm not terribly sure. So we may have to read up on that one and come back to it.
Where did you share the link? Because I didn't.
I put it into the YouTube chat so that anyone out there could take a look as well.
Yeah, I can't find the link.
No.
We have the link again.
Yeah.
No wonder none of us know what you're going on about.
Well, I see it in the YouTube chat.
I got stuck reading Ziggy comics. Sorry.
This looks like a really cool development board too. It has a lot of pins for input and output.
So Alan found the link. Okay.
Well, only from your doc from the other day. Sorry.
So in the YouTube stream, there's a chat window that we're all talking in, and I pasted it in there. How is it not showing up?
Yeah, I'm not seeing that.
What on earth? It shows up for me. All right, well,
Could be a delay.
Strange.
Maybe.
You might not be allowed to drop links in.
Oh, that could be. So that's strange that it shows up for.
I don't know. I mean, you can just tell people what to Google too.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Right.
Yeah. While we wait, Alan, I need to know more about that traffic light thing that you got going on behind you. What's up there?
Oh, well, sure, Andrew.
Wait,
This, what looks like a traffic light in its simplest form here is basically a web-controlled LED, tricolor LED. So it has many uses, but I've created this to let others in the house know when I'm in a meeting, because just are working from home these days.
Yeah.
So
You sound like a salesman for Alan. It's like it has many great features, some of which involve you.
Order now. We'll put our 1-800 number up here.
Yeah.
No, this would be an upcoming project that we'll be posting, and it's a great starter project. No soldering required. I know it still sounds like a commercial. Why don't I just talk about more of the technical aspects of this? I have what you might call overdone the LED aspect of it here. This is maybe not necessary to have something this large, but believe me, everyone in the house will know it does great transitioning. I like Chris gave a description. If you want to give that again, Chris, of what this reminded you of. That.
Or was it the Jurassic Park one?
Yeah.
It's like when the kids are climbing over the fence in Jurassic Park and she's putting the power back on, and it's like beep, beep.
Oh, man.
You need that buzzer.
And then is that thing internet connected? Can I actually change the lights from here?
Yeah,
or make it beep from here?
Why don't we have somebody from the other side of the country here change the change the light? I'm going to paste the link here.
You could go for someone on the other side of the continent.
Yeah,
click that link now.
The world.
What about especially a dude with his screens already shared, so he can show people what's up?
I've put it in the chat, so the first person, the next transition you hear will be from.
That's me.
The world.
Can I paste it in the YouTube chat?
She's not taking links, apparently.
If you could, that would be great. Feel free. We'll know when people are watching. Please elevate the level as you your interest rises. Please change the bulb.
Yeah,
That's pretty good. You're
So
good, Alan. Oh, yellow, Alan. You better stop talking.
Alan, stop.
I think this is going to be beeping during the entire video,
Yeah.
likely.
Oh no. Oh, does it have an
most,
off button?
most likely just Phil trolling us.
How did you
reminds
guess?
me, this wasn't an episode, but it was around Christmas time. And
I was
Chris
just
had
doing-
his LED tree set up, and he gave the URL to adjust the lumen intensity out to the team, and people kept cranking it all the way up. So behind Chris was this giant, like
Like a
white,
strobing Christmas tree.
like a small
Yeah, lucky we
sun.
didn't kill him.
Stress testing.
Exactly.
All right.
that
Well,
again.
while I figure out what's going on with getting links into the YouTube chat, I'll move on to the second item. And I see in the YouTube comments that Sahaj has joined in here, and I got to admit that I borrowed this one from him. So thank you, Sahaj. Arrow, who's a major retailer of components, boards, dev kits, other PCB bits and parts and whatnot, is doing a big dev board giveaway. So I really hope that this link goes in here now and everybody can take a look at this. But with a lot of the global events being canceled, of course, due to COVID-19 and the pandemic stuff going around, Arrow was supposed to have, I forget which conference they were running that had to get canceled. So it's gone online. It's all virtual now, but there's a big giveaway. And can anyone see if that YouTube chat comment came through with links now? Because there's a good article that covers what they're all about. And this giveaway, it's cool. I mean, free hardware, that's always a good thing. Yeah, here's some beeping. Anyone able to confirm that that link is in YouTube chat? Can anybody see that one?
It sounds like the link to Alan's traffic light successfully went into YouTube.
Yeah.
So why did that one go in and I can't post links? What the?
Perhaps only.
Maybe it has to be your own link
Yeah.
of some
Yeah,
kind.
I don't know.
I think Alan's going to be live pushing.
I think our
Yeah.
target audience is pretty capable of Googling what you're
Yeah.
talking about, though. So
Yeah,
I wouldn't sweat
absolutely.
it.
I have a
Yeah,
feeling
no
Alan's
big
going to be
deal.
doing a change to take off the buzzer via live push in a sec.
Well, just
Maybe
note
they're
that the
beeping
buzzer
because they
is,
want to be over with the news section and get to the hacking.
buzzer is optional. There's a
See, look, it's red.
checkbox.
Yeah, but everybody's going to check it, Alan.
Apparently, that's true.
Yeah.
I'll just mute
Oh, I
myself
realized
for
I
the-
hadn't even checked to use the buzzer. God.
Oh, dude. So
I've
that's
been
not
smart.
reading
spamming it this
manual.
whole time without using the buzzer. I'll have to go again.
Come on.
I just wanted to add, this is a great example of what I like to call almost reverse IoT, that this IoT device is not a sensor getting inputs, but rather an output with
yeah.
visual and audio, as we can hear.
So
Are you sure it's not a traffic light? Because last episode you did that whole AI-driven camera where you're counting the cars going the opposite direction.
yeah,
down
you
your
know he
street.
stole that right off the street.
I would love to combine the two and
Yeah.
put this red light up when somebody's going in the wrong direction.
Yeah. And instead of the buzzer, it's like, hey, buddy, wrong way, wrong way.
Yeah. All right. Well,
But it is cool how the public URL feature just like it enables you to instantly have that like
Yeah.
direct access to the device, like
Yeah.
firewall hassle free. And it's clearly working.
yeah. All right. Last bit of news, which does not include me pasting a link into the YouTube chat. So this will be good. Chris, did you get a new piece of hardware? I saw you mention the other day.
Oh yeah, I just wanted
Nano
like
something or other.
I got the NanoPi Neo Air and I just wanted to like show how small it was. I haven't tried it yet, so I just got it out of the box. But like, so this is the
You
one
should
here.
compare its size next to your Freddie Mercury Lego doll.
I can compare it size wise like next to a Pi Zero.
Oh, that works too.
Like
fine.
that's perhaps more relevant.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
It's
Like Freddie
Is it-
Mercury Lego guy is
good,
back. It's
but
like,
Do you know how it is in terms of like performance? If you compare it with the Pi Zero?
so this one's got 512 megs of RAM, but I don't know how the CPU compares yet. I haven't tried it, but it will be
we
interesting
don't even
to
know
see
if it
it's
turns
better.
on yet.
I mean, in theory, it should. And it's also got an 8 gig MMC, so I won't need an SD card.
Yeah, that is nice. The eMMC will be faster.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to trying that. I think it's about 20 bucks, and it's got wireless, so it's a bit more expensive than the Pi Zero as well. But
That's got Wi-Fi on it?
the one without
Interesting.
Wi-Fi and the one that's just got an Ethernet jack is 10 bucks, I think.
You got a link
I
for
just
it.
thought it was cool.
Do you have a
Uh,
link for that, Chris?
Do I have a link? I do not, but we can Google
You can't put a link in there anyway. What's the difference?
NanoPi.
If other people can, it's just you.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
I can-
Well, this is true.
have a look.
Sahaj is on chat. He says it's quad core A53, but Sahaj, that's an H3 part, so it's 32-bit, I think. It might be an A7 or A9 or something then. I'm not sure.
Anyway, I thought it
but,
was cool for the
yeah.
form factor at
It
least.
is. Yeah.
It would make a good balenaSense device.
Very cool. All right.
Nice.
Well, I think that's it for all the news I had. Let's
That beeping.
Alan, that was the worst idea ever.
Yeah,
Let's
disabling the buzzer shortly.
I
Okay.
think it's the
No,
best.
no
We
way.
should make the buzzer louder.
Yeah, exactly. That way it keeps keeps the show going. It's like the cane, at those comedy shows.
I think we should abandon doing the balenaSense live build and just watch Alan live push the change to take out the buzzer.
There you go.
All right, let's get this build underway. I'm interested to see if it actually works. So, all right, Chris, you've got a fresh development environment there, correct? So there are you didn't do any pre-work, right? So when we're gonna take this from the top, it is
Yeah.
literally as if it's right out of the box.
So I've installed Etcher, but I've not installed the Balena CLI, and I haven't downloaded the project. So it should be, we're going to run through setting up the application on balenaCloud, adding the device, and then I'm going to have you guys add your devices to the same application. And then I'll quickly run through like setting up the hardware and how we install the CLI and push everything. And hopefully we'll end up at the end with a dashboard that shows us temperature, humidity, air quality, pressure, that kind of stuff.
Cool.
All right, so I've got some parts here. I'm gonna try to follow along.
So if I, hang on, I just need to fool around with my camera a bit to get us.
All right.
Let's have a look. That's it, I think. How's that looking?
We can still see you.
See,
So if I
Yeah.
switch now, you should be able to see the hardware.
There you
And-
go.
yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that clockwise transition.
Yeah, look at that.
I spent far
Nice.
too long choosing transitions. I settled upon the clockwise one. Okay, so I think I'll start. So this is the hardware we need for this project. So this is a Raspberry Pi 3. We've got an SD card. This is a BME 680 sensor from Pimoroni. It's one, I don't know if I can zoom in a little bit. So it's one chip there that's got temperature, humidity, pressure, and an air quality readout on it. So it's a nice little device. Just some cables to attach it to the Pi. You can plug it directly onto the headers, but we found the CPU temperature influences the temperature reading of the sensor, so it's not quite good. It's better to extend it away a little bit. Power supply. And that's all you need for this one. It's quite a simple one in terms of hardware. So if I start with the dashboard, so this is my balenaCloud dashboard. So I've logged in, these are all my applications I've got already. I have got a balenaSense application running already because I have a device here and a device in the office. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to set up a new application. So we're doing everything from scratch. And yeah, as we go through, if anyone's got any questions, just drop them in chat or my teammates can interrupt me. So let's call it, what should we call the app? Jeff.
That's a good name.
I'm already using that one. Let's call it
Stream.
StreamSense.
There you go.
Yep, that's a good one.
There we go.
Ah, camel case, dog.
What am I supposed to use? Not camel case. Like this.
Snake.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah,
We'll go
that's
with
even better.
StreamSense. Okay, so I'm going to put it on a Raspberry Pi 3. You can see here all the other devices that are available. But we're going to use the 3, not a 64-bit OS for this one. So I'll create a new application. So the application is the part which is going to like group together our fleet of devices. So this is our application, no devices yet. How about adding one? So we're going to add a device here, and it's going to download the OS image, which we're going to flash to the SD card. So I want a development image just in case something goes wrong. And I want it to connect to my Wi-Fi network. So I've got to put my credentials here. If I can type in this box. I think that's probably right. It's like, did I get my Wi-Fi key right? Probably. Okay. And so what this does is it bundles your Wi-Fi credentials into the OS image. So you download it and flash it to the SD card, and it's already aware of your Wi-Fi network and should connect straight up. So we'll download that. And while that's downloading, get rid of that. So I'm going to add you guys to the application as well, so you can follow along. So who have we got? Who's coming along?
Me.
I am.
Intern
Okay.
Andrew.
Intern Andrew.
Yeah. I should change
like
that.
this.
I should change my name to that for the day.
Are you being
Mine in the
serious?
chat.
No, that's not my username.
You didn't sign up as that.
Mine's in the Zoom chat.
Oh, is it? Hang on. Where are we? Like that's quite a challenge to find where that actually is on my setup. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, right. So what this will mean by putting everyone in the same application is everyone can flash their own device to my application so that when I push the code, all these devices scattered around the world will get the same code at the same time. So we've got Phil, Tomas, Andrew. David, is yours here? Oh, Andrew, yours didn't work.
Really?
Can't spell his own name.
Oh, I know why. Hold on, let me log in.
And David, yours didn't work either.
I have it.
What?
Sorry, I typoed it.
I'm downloading my image.
Damn, slow down.
There we go. It's me.
So we're just missing David.
Try that
Okay.
one. I'm not sure.
I don't have that sensor.
All right.
Earth. Let me find it.
StreamSense. Boom.
Okay, so you guys should all be able to see that app now and do the same thing and download the OS image that I've just done. So I've got my OS image sitting here.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
If I'm using a different board, am I going to run into any problems?
Depends what board.
Raspberry Pi 4.
So in this case, a Raspberry Pi 4 is not going to work
Oh,
because
Why is that?
so we need, if we're going to support Raspberry Pi 4s on the application, we need to set that as the application type. And
Got
then
it.
we could add Raspberry Pi 3s to a Raspberry Pi 4 application, but not vice versa.
All right, so I'm going to rummage for my Pi 3.
Underscore.
Okay. Let's try this last one.
Underscore, not a dot. Oops.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So we've got
I
everyone
found
there.
it.
Okay. So my OS image is finished downloading. So what I'm going to do is get my SD card. I have a handily positioned SD card reader, which will hopefully work.
Like you planned ahead.
So where's my Etcher window? So you should be able to see my Etcher window on the screen. Yeah, here we go. So I can choose the image that I've just downloaded. So this is balenaCloud Stream Sense for the Raspberry Pi 3. Now this, I haven't even tried flashing an SD card on this machine before.
Just to note, you don't need to unzip that. It'll read it as the zip file.
Did I hear someone trying to say something?
Alan's super quiet.
It's me.
Oh, it's John.
John,
You
yeah,
need to turn your
can
mic up
barely
a
hear
little
you.
bit.
I was saying you don't need to unzip that file with Etcher.
All right.
No, that's right. You can just flash it as it downloads. You don't need to unzip it. How's everyone else doing with their image downloads?
Mine's just flashing.
It's going to be a race to see whose device comes online first here.
I had to install my entire development environment because I forgot to do it yesterday. So I'll probably be last place.
Mine is booting.
Ah,
Must have turned off validation on your Valina Etcher.
Yeah, my Etch is validating. You should be able to see it on the stream there.
So Chris, when you were talking about other users being a part of your application, and then they hit add device.
Yep.
You had mentioned something that I was like half listening. I'm sorry. That sounded like they'll default to the OS that you've chosen, the image that you've chosen.
Yeah, so we've set the application type as Raspberry Pi 3. So when you go to add device, that by default is going to be the device
cool.
selection. So if we
That's
go
nice
here,
then.
Yeah.
The reason why I asked is that someone could also like click that drop down and it'll show everything else, but it's neat to know that there's a little bit of wayfinding there.
Yep. So there we go. SD card is flashed. And there's already 2 devices in my application before I've even plugged mine in.
I'm just my SD card.
It's because I'm busy
Ready to
talking and these
flash,
guys are
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
So
I think mine is up already.
yeah. I think I'm in.
Yep.
so
Me
let's
too.
cut back to mine. So I'm going to unplug this flashed SD card and put it on the Pi here.
Ooh, the builder's got this like
think my
winter
SD card is
name
slow.
theme going. We've got Frosty Resonance, Snowy Haze, which also both sound like craft beer names.
I think what I'll do here is plug the sensor in as well before I boot mine up for the first time. So this is a Pimoroni BME 680, and there are various other ones you can get from AliExpress and whatever else. But the cool thing about the Pimoroni one is that the pins are in the correct order, so you can literally just plug it straight onto the header like this, and you're basically set. It's quite a cool little thing they've thought through to get that working. Let's bring up the Raspberry Pi pin out just to show you. So we can see on here, if you focus, we've got like the power at the top, and then SDA, SCL, something that's not connected, and then ground. And if I quickly flick to the pin out,
now
see we've got power, SDA, SCL, something that's not connected, and then ground. So you can see the order matches.
let's see if mine will focus. Mine doesn't have that bottom piece like yours. Mine
Oh, that's
came-
true. It
There.
comes like yours, David. You have to solder on the bottom piece if that's something you want.
Now, what if you're not real good with a soldering iron like me?
Then
So
I
in
think
that
you've got just the
case-
ticket, haven't you?
Yeah, you can buy something. Let me try to get this in focus, called a Breakout Guard, also from Pimoroni. And this will allow you to just simply pop it right in. Now, I am a little bit worried though that, like you said earlier, the CPU temperature is going to be right under, the CPU is going to be right underneath of this. So I'm a little concerned that the temp readings are going to be a bit off, but still, at least in this scenario for a demo build, and
I mean,
not
that's
being
exactly
real good
why I'm
with a
doing this.
soldering iron. Yeah. So then you put it together like that.
So I'm simply extending these.
Yeah. So I think that yours is certainly going to be a bit more accurate, but I didn't want to take out the soldering iron, so I went with the easier route. Stick it right on there. And mine is still flashing. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, actually, it's validating. Here we go.
See if I can rig this up so it maintains some kind of, there we go. Okay, right, I'm going to power mine up now, even though I think we've got 3 devices in the application already.
Yeah, maybe you can show the dashboard. Well, instead of the flat
the dashboard.
picture. I mean, okay.
Oh, I see what you mean. I probably can actually.
So
I
Chris,
used
how would
the-
I know which is my device?
Oh, I was just about to say, Alan.
Oh,
So this is like the perfect segue.
Beat you to
I
it.
was just about to say, Alan, that I used the blink my LED feature to find which one was mine, and then I tagged it with my name.
Wow.
did you
Yeah.
do that?
Wait.
Oh, look,
Yeah,
look at
yeah.
that.
What?
He's ahead of everyone.
Well done.
I did put mine on
You
production.
also can show the latitude and longitude.
Let's have a look
So
here.
if you
What
know.
columns have we got?
Not aware of
Oh,
my
actually-
current longitude and latitude.
Actually, you
I'm-
can show the map. That's cool.
I'm going to get rid
Right.
of some of this stuff.
I'm still stuck on the step of find power cable for your Raspberry Pi 3.
So Phil, does that mean you were indiscriminately flashing people's LEDs until you found your own?
Did anybody notice?
No.
No, I saw Thomas. He got there slightly before me. I knew I was the second device, so I guessed first time.
So David Katz got a question in the chat about the breakout garden. She's asking, is that so you can
Oh,
put a lot
hang
of
on,
different
buddy.
sensors on it?
Hang on, I apologize. I changed to the screen to get the device online. Yes, Kat, you are correct. So it looks like plugging in the Pi killed my web camera. Not sure why that would happen, but yeah, so this breakout garden has 6 slots on it. So you can put up to 6 of these Pimoroni devices and they will essentially snap right in. Let me see if I can. No, it doesn't like that.
So I'm going to go in and tag my device to follow the flock here. So you can see on the dashboard, Alan's tagged his, Thomas has tagged his, and Phil's tagged his. So I know this one was mine because I use cool IP address subnets. Manage tags. Let's have a look. Oh, what are we doing? Are we doing who or are we doing owner? I've forgotten.
I've got some blinking lights. Mine should be booting.
Oh yeah, we got another one.
Yep.
So yeah, the cool thing is now we can look at the map and we can see like our fleet is very widely distributed.
Oh, that's really cool.
It is super cool when you see it in practice. So it's now I've got control over all these devices spread around the world.
Well, I looked right into my sense hat. as they
Oh, well, when it came on.
What a
Oh,
newbie.
oh
We're,
man.
we're
Woo.
distinctly missing a
Right.
device in Portland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
Catching
gap
up.
in the map.
Yeah.
David, I told you, intern
Yeah.
status.
Intern Andrew.
Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next step.
Okay.
So this machine does not have the Balena CLI on, which we're going to need to be able to push. So we've got the devices sitting in the application, but we haven't actually sent our application code to those devices yet.
Right. So these devices do not have any containerized workloads running on them. They're just the bare OS at this point.
Correct. So if we go into one of the devices, we can see it's not actually doing anything. There's no services listed here, like there will be in a moment after we push code.
I see Mahmoud has joined and says, let's add another device in Africa. Yes, absolutely. Let me think.
If Mahmoud wants
So
to just
Mahmoud is
give
not
us
in
his username,
yeah,
I can
he's
add him.
not in Zoom.
You can post it
So,
on YouTube.
yeah, as long as he doesn't mind putting it in there. We can grab it from the YouTube chat and then drop it into the application.
Okay, so I've found the repo for the Balena CLI tool. And we have prepackaged installers for operating systems, Windows, Linux, Mac OS. So I'm going to use one of these. So I'm just going to go to releases and find the latest version.
And our video's back. All right.
So I'm going to get the Windows installer.
Oh, I had to cover that Sense hat with a box.
They are pretty bright, aren't they?
And it's so intense. It's the only air sensor I have available at the moment, though. Or temperature sensor.
Okay, Mahmoud has put the username in,
Oh,
so
okay.
once
Let's
you get a
add
moment,
him.
I know you're
It's-
getting the CLI installed.
Guys, I can't see anything. Yeah, bow out.
Okay, so we're adding one more device here. Oh no. That username
What's
didn't
happening?
work.
We also need, let's see here. Oh no, okay, we're good. I thought my
Okay.
board had gone offline,
So
but no,
we've got one device has gone offline already. I think
it's
Phil,
got
we've
one.
lost
Who
you.
did we lose?
I was just putting some headers on the underneath the Sense hat,
Oh, okay.
just to extend it up a bit.
So you can see on the map there, the yellow
Oh,
ones
that's
are
a
the
good
online
idea.
devices, and we've got the that's Phil's one, which is currently offline, or is it booting back up?
Yeah, it's booting back up.
No, send out a technician.
Yeah, should be back online now.
Okay. So I have downloaded the CLI. Let's see if this installs. So right now, if I switch to my terminal,
Okay, we do see the terminal. Yep.
so I'm typing balena, which is the command, and it's not installed because I haven't got the CLI installed yet.
Okay.
So let's try this. So I'm just running through the installer. Can I show you this?
Right now I'm seeing Etcher Flash Complete.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can add an installer here. Oh no, that's a Zoom window. This is, let's not do this live.
Yeah. I think
That one?
I think
Yes.
people will know.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
you
it goes.
Let's
There you
all
go.
watch this installer window together.
Yeah, look at
Go,
it doing
go.
some magic.
It's either that
Cat
or some
says-
steamed hams.
What just happened? Did I just see some steamed hams? Kat says she thought it was going to be intern Andy's device that went offline.
You made a good guess, Kat. Good guess.
Mhm. All right.
Well, while we all watch
No,
this,
I was gonna
loading
say, in the
screen,
This is thrilling,
meantime,
isn't it?
feel free to
That
like
is-
and subscribe
yeah,
to the stream
yeah.
if you want to know. If you want to get a ping when we start.
Actually, we need to make a play. I hear some beeping again. All right, come
Yeah.
on.
Trying
Also,
to fill up
if
some time here.
yeah, if there are suggestions for upcoming streams on topics or things you'd like,
Yeah,
let
that's
us
a
know.
good
Good
that's a
point.
good idea.
Wow.
Drop any ideas in to YouTube chat. We can certainly incorporate them into future shows. All right, so Chris, looks like that completed.
Yep, I am just restarting my terminal.
Get more RAM, Chris.
I am not a Windows user. I'm very lost. Where are we? Terminal. That's not the terminal. Let's have a look.
Nope.
Let's get a terminal.
Hughes says he wants to see the next steps of Alan's do not disturb light. Yeah, we're gonna definitely build an
Just doing
episode
this live
around
again,
that.
right. Okay.
Anush, good call out there. We'll do an episode on that. Tomas, are you building anything as well in the sort of work from home theme right now? You don't have to go into like great detail if it's not fully built out, but do you have anything that you're kicking around?
I don't think I have. I noticed you asked me earlier.
Yeah. I thought
Um,
somebody had mentioned you were brainstorming, or maybe it was Phil. I think Phil, maybe you had something. And again,
Phil is working on the portal. That's a cool project.
yeah,
So-
yeah, that's right.
We've got the Balena CLI up and running now. So you'll see now when I
Okay.
type Balena at the terminal,
Oh yeah, good.
that works.
Yep.
So the first thing I'm going to do is, although we've just installed the CLI, it's not logged in. So in order to connect it to our dashboard where all the devices are sitting, we need to log into the CLI, which is as simple as Balena login. And we can see logging into balenaCloud.com, and I'm going to choose web authorization, which in theory should take me to the dashboard window. So if I could show you that, and you can see it comes up with authorized Balena CLI. We can authorize it
That transition.
and go back to the terminal, and we are successfully logged in. So I can now do something like Balena apps to list all the applications that are on my account. And we can see their StreamSense second from the bottom with 6 online devices.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, so these devices are still running without any code on them. So what we've got to do now is download a project, and we'll use Balena push to send that code to those devices. So if I head back to here, so I've got the balenaSense GitHub repo. I'm going to do a zip file download because I haven't got Git on this machine. So you can see that was a very quick download. Got balenaSense master. So if I go to my downloads, wherever they are, I should be able to extract this.
He's going to be a Windows user by the end of this. Going to get him converted.
So I want to extract this because I need to use the CLI tool to enter this folder and push the code. So I'm going to extract this just to my downloads folder. Okay, so now you've lost me. But I've extracted it to my downloads folder. So if I go to So here I've got the balenaSense master and the balenaSense master zip that it came from. So if I go to balenaSense master, and there's another folder in there called balenaSense master. I think that catches a lot of people out actually, because it's when you push, you
Yeah.
need to be in the directory where your Docker Compose file is,
Yeah,
which is that one.
is that a Windows thing, or is that just the way in which it comes down from GitHub?
I think there's a folder inside the zip, but then when you extract everything, Windows puts that folder in another folder that with the same name as the zip. So I know that's caught a few people out before, but it's a case of when you push an application, you're going to need to be in a location where you've either got a Docker Compose or a Docker file. And so what's happening here is this is the whole balenaSense project, and each directory we've got as a service. So we've got a Grafana service, InfluxDB, sensor, and a Telegraph service. And so Docker Compose is going to tell our builders to build a container for each one of these services and then send it to our devices. So if I do balena push now, and we'll put in the name of our application, which was StreamSense. This is now going to package that code up, send it to our builders, which will build it for the device type we've selected, which in this case is Raspberry Pi 3. It will prepare those containers and then tell the devices that there's an update for them. So once it's finished building, those devices will then pull that code down and start running the application.
Cool. Can't wait to see how hot my Sense hat's running with all these boxes covering the LEDs.
It's going to go into thermal shutdown is what it's going to do.
Oh, it's a Pi 3, not a Jetson Nano. Just kidding.
Oh.
Thing.
Burn.
Burn. No, it's a great board.
What's happening?
It just runs a little hot. Which is another episode idea. We should thermal test like a bunch of single board devices. Be
Wasn't
sweet.
Tomas threatening to take some devices to a volcano or something?
He
yeah,
was threatening a volcano.
I was not
that is
threatening.
true.
That went pretty far. That was
He
just a
was-
random starter idea that I had, so people would like write new ideas, and Tomas was like, "I want to do that." Throw a balena fin down a volcano and read its sensor output.
No,
Which
not the fin.
actually-
I'd probably throw a Pi 0.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you're not a fan of those.
He is not a fan of the zero.
My daughter, she's 4. She's really interested in science, volcanoes, space, etc. She asked to watch videos of volcanoes. So I was like, all right, sure. And it was interesting that some National Geographic folks are putting like HD cameras on drones, and they're actually like flying them as close as they can to get like awesome footage, and then they're actually cool with letting them crash. And so like part of me's like, great science, data, imagery, all that stuff, but the other part's like a perfectly great drone, and like it's a legit drone, like right, like not $20 thing that you find off AliExpress, but like probably in the thousands. They're like, yep, go straight into volcano.
Well, it's in the name of science.
Yeah, I mean the footage was great, and it did imagery stuff. So they captured like the basin or the caldera. Sorry, geologists are like, it's not called that. Caldera. Yeah, it was neat to see all that.
Okay, we've got a cool bit coming up. So look, the image is finished building, and it's just uploading.
Ooh. Here we go.
Hang on a minute.
It's gonna like hang. Like there we go.
Success.
We should see the unicorn.
Spoiler alert.
Is this lack of RAM?
No, it could be connectivity.
This is like tense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting stressed out.
Wait for it.
Mine's coming down onto my device.
Is it? Oh
Yeah.
yeah. God,
Yeah,
the
mine too.
terminal hasn't even finished, but if we flick
Yeah,
back to the
sometimes-
dashboard,
Wait,
Sometimes the device gets it
Hey.
first.
so you can see all those devices around the world are now pulling the code that I've just pushed, which I think is pretty
Yay.
impressive.
Oh yeah.
so you're pushing a project,
To 6 devices
6 devices
which
scattered
are
across the
in these
globe.
locations.
Awesome.
Hey, I thought we were getting Mahmoud's on there.
I tried adding his
nothing
username.
easy.
Let's have a look. I tried adding it a while ago and it said the username didn't exist, so I didn't know if that was the correct username. Let's try again here. Okay, it's good now. So we've got
Make sure you put a heat sink on the balena fin though. Will last longer in the volcano. Oh.
okay. So what we missed because we didn't see the end of the terminal output is it would have given us the size of each of the containers to like know how much each device is downloading. So this is my one. So if I go into it, I can see these are the sensors that run this application.
All right, so hang on a second there. So you've got Grafana, Influx, MQTT, Sensor, and Telegraph. So you're pulling down 5 containers that were built during that process, obviously.
Yep.
All that code was already pre-packaged, pre-created. I mean, you didn't, other than installing the CLI and then pushing it to the, and then using the CLI to push up to the builders, you didn't actually modify any Docker files or anything here. This is all pre-written, ready to go.
Yep, that's just as it comes.
Okay. Let me check my dashboard.
Not to
device is
brag,
still
but my device finished first.
Is yours finished?
Intern
Yeah.
Andy?
Yeah.
Did it
Ancient
really?
Wave.
Oh, yeah.
Did I just
has.
hear?
I'll just change my name. Like,
Did I just hear
Intern
cat?
Andy. There. Oh, YouTube won't see it, but my
Yes, you
name's
did.
Intern Andy now.
Cat snuck in on us.
Frosty Residence is finished. That's Alan. This is mine, just waiting for mine to finish. That one's mine. Misty Water is mine.
Yeah, I'm still downloading some of the containers. Almost there.
Oh, it does say Intern Andy on YouTube. Perfect.
New GitHub handle?
So I
So what's
must be, what, late mountain? Okay.
Yeah, you probably are. I'll go in and tag you, shall I?
I've just done it.
I'm checking
Oh, have you? Phil's done it.
location. No, actually, that says Portland. Hold on a minute.
Oh, am I late mountain? Never mind.
Did the
No, I'm pretty
intern
sure-
tag the wrong device?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, maybe I did. Let's check. A little bit of troubleshooting. Never hurt. Location. Oh yeah, that's totally not me. Yeah, I did the wrong device. Whoops. Let's fix that. Trash can that.
So wait a minute. Ancient Wave.
So that's you.
Location
I must
was
be
me. So
late.
I was first.
Oh, you were first. Nice job.
Oh, come on, people. Got to get some new interns around here.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess
If
so.
yours is done,
Get with it. Get with the ancient wave,
What?
right?
Dude.
Yeah.
I don't think yours is done. You haven't got any services. I think yours hasn't started rather than has finished first.
Oh,
Oh.
no. Oh, come on.
Oh.
It just didn't even bring anything down. Is it
I've
down?
adjusted your tag.
Who's
Oh, no.
I mean, I will say it is pretty neat to go
Intern
into
David. Intern David.
It is neat to go
No
into
connectivity.
individual devices and like Chris has been doing a couple times here, check its location, see where it's at. I mean, it's pretty amazing. Like imagine if you weren't joking around
Okay.
on a stream with a bunch of people and you had like a big
So
project
mine is
that had
done.
multiple locations. It's pretty sweet.
Mine is now starting up.
Sweet.
I'm gonna call that a win.
Good work.
So if I copy this IP address and open a new browser tab, we'll see what we've got. That's the wrong dashboard. We want this dashboard. Look at that.
Nice.
All right, so hang on a minute. you just turned on public URL, or is that a local?
That's just a local IP.
But
You
it's
can't- it's
behind,
behind
yeah,
me.
it's behind you. I can't see. Okay.
That's a local IP
Wow.
address. So this is, as I mentioned at the start of the stream, this is the BME 680. And it's got a built-in air quality sensor, a humidity sensor, a temperature sensor, and a pressure sensor, of which we're now seeing the readings come in from that device. So just as a reminder, I can try and put the Grafana layout here in a moment, but so here's our device. That's where all the readings are coming from. And this is the dashboard, the result of the code we've just pushed. So if I go back to our Valina application, we'll see who else has actually finished. We can see, we can get an at-a-glance look here of who's running the current release of the code. So factory build means they're still running the build when they were flashed. So in this case, there was no build when they flashed. It is possible to roll a release of your software into the SD card image. So when you first boot that device up, it does have a release, but we didn't do that here. So you can see my device has got the current release, and it looks like Andrew's might be next.
Okay, here goes nothing.
What's going on with yours, David? You plugging in?
Well, since it didn't download anything, I'm going to give it the old-fashioned reboot.
There you go. Man's inching along. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
All done.
Here we go. So we should see, yeah, you see now it says starting, and these services should run through and say starting.
Mine's started.
Started. So given that Andrew's device is obviously in the US, I can turn on public device URL and access his
Okay.
device via that method.
And what is that doing exactly there? So it's
So that is, so when you add a device to balenaCloud, it's establishing in the background a VPN tunnel to talk to the cloud. So enabling the public URL is enabling us to get back into that device via that VPN tunnel. So it circumvents any need to set up port forwarding rules or anything like that. So I'm now able to access Andrew's device from where I am in the UK and hopefully see the same dashboard once it loads.
Now this is not amalgamating all the data, though.
Give away air quality.
oh boy, no,
Because
this
there's
John,
there's no air quality sensor in a sense.
Yeah, so Andrew's using the Sense hat, which does not have a pressure sensor. Quite famously does not have a pressure sensor. But we can see we're getting humidity and temperature reading. And what the code does, it gives like an approximation of how healthy it thinks the air is based on the humidity and temperature, and that's it. But Phil said his was booting as well. So if we go back.
Yeah, my sensor service is crashing.
Oh, is it? That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
But this is, it's good because it lets us see, although we've deployed the same code to a load of different devices, it allows us to go in and debug each one. Like what sense did you use, Phil? Use the Sense hat, right?
Yeah, Sensat, yeah.
It
I have a
says it's
question,
not
Chris.
finding
It's
a
not
Sense hat.
found. It's turned on because I've had to put post-it notes over it to stop the glare.
Yeah, right. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Is there some sort of like indicator in the code to load up a little emoji, like sad emoji on the Sensat?
Yeah, there is.
Because is that based off of a reading here? or
It's
is it
based
just-
off of this reading. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So my Sense
Are
hat my Sense hat is basically saying, dude, you need to get out of here.
Show us on the camera.
Sure.
Like-
I don't know if it'll reach. Oh, it will reach. There you go. We got
Oh,
it.
that's not the sad emoji. That's just the neutral one. Like it
Yeah,
gets
why?
worse than that.
It looks sad to me.
It goes like, wait until it goes properly sad, then you'll know, because it goes red with an unhappy face.
how bad does the air have to be for that?
I don't know.
We don't want to find out.
So who else used the, oh, David, you used the BME 680, didn't you? And yours is still updating, so slow internet, David.
Yeah. Yeah, mine's, so I don't know why it didn't pull the container down the first time, but the power cycle certainly fixed that problem.
let's see if I can get this dashboard showing alongside the hardware, and we can see if we can poke the sensors and see real time.
Oh yeah, you did that once, right? With a test a while ago, where you did the CPU temp.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, could do
It's
that
just a
again.
case of like putting the right windows in here. Okay.
All right, and those, while you're doing that, those of you with the Sense hat, is that the only piece that doesn't function then is the air quality? The rest of it all works? Does the Sense hat have, what else is there? Humidity, temperature?
So the sensor has
Pressure?
humidity, temperature. It does have a pressure sensor, but we're not supporting it in this version of the code. And then it doesn't have an air quality sensor that's as good as the BME 680, but it gives you an approximation based on the humidity and temperature.
Okay.
So this is the output from my sensor right here. So in theory, if I put my finger on here, we should see this temperature rise. And this is refreshing on a 10-second basis.
10 seconds.
Yeah, my temperature sensor is giving me 35 degrees Celsius, which is probably not the case here. So
yeah,
definitely
And
the Sense hat is not the greatest option.
Yeah.
You're using
out there.
Sense hat.
It's like too close to the processor,
Yeah.
maybe.
You didn't have a 680 in your inventory?
I did not.
so you can
Yes.
see the changes on the chart there. Like the humidity is going through the roof, temperature's going through the
Oh
roof.
yeah, look at that.
But yeah,
the
That's
same's happening for me, Thomas. Like it's definitely not 85 degrees Fahrenheit in this room.
who else
Trying
have
to
we
blow
got?
some air, cool air on top of the sensor to see
I'm
the
gonna
changes.
put it next to the exhaust port on my PC. Maybe that'll help.
yeah, that'll work. That'll help.
Recycled air. I'm going green, everyone.
Okay.
There we go.
Like unless anyone else has got any questions, I think we can call this done.
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty good. I kind of wish mine would.
Yeah, yours is, it's coming.
Yeah,
It's getting there.
Where's all my bandwidth today?
Eventually.
I bet you know what? I bet the kids are watching a bunch of YouTube stuff on their tablets in like 8K resolution. There's all my bandwidth right there.
Where's Tomas? Let's have a look at Tomas's one. 10.
I'd love to take a minute though to talk about how this isn't the end all be all, right? Like these are foundational steps because I mean, Alan, if you want to take a couple minutes, you took balenaSense and extended it even further to a home automation setup with is it Home Assistant?
Yeah, Home Assistant. I also have a quick cautionary tale. I had to switch SD cards because I used a really cheap one that didn't work, and that's why you see mine offline.
Oh
and
no.
I used a new one, so it can be important to use a decent SD card. I won't turn this over so you can see the culprit's name, but
Oh boy.
if I'm not happy with it. But yeah, Andrew, to answer what your question, there's an extension on there for MQTT that we added recently so that balenaSense can be integrated with even more types of systems and devices. The one that we outlined in the blog was Home Assistant, which is a popular home automation system. And it's a great system to integrate balenaSense with and to transfer the information back and forth through MQTT.
And
The
I
SD card
would-
point is a good one. It's like poor quality SD cards can cause so many random problems that you wouldn't think would end up being caused by an SD card. Like, so at Balena, like all the engineers do support, which means we all get to see the weird problems our customers have out in the field. And it's SD card failure is a really, really common one, even when it's something obscure.
Just to fix mine, I installed those headers onto the GPIO.
Yeah.
for some reason that stopped the Sense hat working. So I just whipped those back off and put the Sense hat straight on, and now it works.
Okay,
So,
let's have a look.
You were
Yeah,
using simply an extender, right?
yeah.
So that's kind of strange too. I would
Yeah.
think that.
So just in case
signal-
anybody ever sees
Yeah.
somebody say the Sense hat doesn't work, it's worth asking if they've got an extender on there.
So there's Phil's dashboard. So we've got Phil's, Tomas, Andrew, mine.
Mine
And-
just came online as well. It's the Allen 2.
Alan too. Oh yeah. Slow
New and
internet,
improved.
David. We're still waiting for. I can see yours has got some errors here. What's going on? So you can see in this logs window, we're seeing the direct output from each one of these services in each one of the containers.
Yeah, I'm
And we
getting
can
failed
see-
to download image. It's just, I mean, I'm having connectivity.
Yeah. But I think it's important not to underestimate what's happening here. It's like the system underlying this and the problems we've solved are so complicated, but I've just pushed some code from my place in the UK and it's ended up on all these devices around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like it looks so simple, but underneath, like if you were to try and roll your own, like to do that from scratch, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, that's a massive undertaking.
We could have pushed all of our data into like Influx Cloud,
Yeah, we could.
and we could have collaboratively put air quality from around the world into the same Influx DB and then graph that.
Maybe that is a task for next week.
Yeah. Now we're getting into like citizen science
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
territory. That should be pretty cool.
Because the Sense code already has that facility in it. It's just a case of setting up InfluxDB Cloud, and all these devices will report to a central location for comparison purposes.
You can set them up
Future-
outside. See
yeah,
who has
future
the
episode
best,
there.
oh,
Can also have community members add their devices as well.
But I think
Yeah.
that's probably enough rambling on for this,
Yeah, we can wrap this
Yeah.
one up.
unless anyone's got any questions.
No,
well, let's give a chance for folks on the stream to ask.
yeah, I
if
was
they
just
have
gonna
any.
say.
So
Give
we're planning
them
to do this as a
few
weekly
minutes.
thing, aren't we? So like hit the subscribe button and tick the bell,
just
smash the bell.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
just gonna say, can anybody out there do us a quick favor and hit subscribe, hit the bell? Kind of want to see.
You want to see if it works?
I want to see if it works. Yeah.
All right. I just resubscribed.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Does that work?
it's all good. Got some bugs to squash. It's fine.
But if we haven't got any questions, I think we can
Yeah.
roll on.
No, I think you're right. Let me switch window real quick. And no, I think that's a good stopping point. It came in a little bit over. I was sort of envisioning right around the 1 hour mark. I see we're at 1 hour and 9 minutes.
It was fun though.
Yeah, it was fun. That's
Yeah,
okay.
fun.
We had nine
And it worked.
9 extra minutes of fun.
Yeah,
And it worked.
It
yeah.
worked. It worked, Chris. It worked globally.
It did.
That's the impressive
Look at
part.
that. Let's just review the map
Smiley
just to check
face.
how
Yeah.
global it was.
Yeah.
There, look at that. I think that's Alan 1 that's offline there.
Oh, sorry, Alan.
Is like
I
Alan
wish we
2
had
is
gotten
probably
my
hidden.
readings, but
Very cool.
Yeah, Allen 2 is online. I'm not
Yeah,
sure why it's not
I think
showing up.
Alan 2 is directly hidden under Alan 1, I think.
Oh, can be.
oh, same lat long.
Oh, slow internet, David. Oh, yours is still not working. Okay.
No. Of course not. Of course not.
That's your permanent nickname from now on.
Yep.
Hey, David, do
Sure
you
is.
have a sneak peek for next week? Any ideas?
Yeah, I was actually just going to say, so next week we have on the agenda this super creepy robotic hexapod that one of our teammates, James, is currently building. I don't know exactly how far he is in the process. I don't know if it's at the point where it can walk on its own yet, but it.
Well, you
it
should
is
tune next week then.
frightening. yeah, I was gonna
we'll
say.
find out.
So
Figure out.
we're gonna find out next week because this thing is just frightening, at least in my
I
mind.
think he's just to add a note of color. His end goal is to be able to stand on top of the hexapod and like have the hexapod move him around.
Wait, it's
right?
that
Wow.
big?
So
That's some comic book stuff.
yeah,
Hold
that's,
on a
that's
minute.
his idea. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need a picture of this hexapod with a banana for scale then, because I
have
thought it was
you-
much smaller.
Have you read his Hackster post about it?
No.
He has
I s-
pictures of it. I mean, like basically his theory is like it could potentially ride a scooter.
What?
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
check out the
man.
Hackster
All right.
post.
Well, so there
for
you
those
go. I
listening,
mean,
create
So next
questions.
week-
Bring them next week. Let's
yeah.
see what James is up to and get a sense of
Yep.
what he's maniacally building.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Cool.
I got
All
distracted by looking at dashboards and stuff. We can see Alan 2 is now online because
There you
Phil
go.
deleted Alan 1, so we can see.
Yeah.
Thanks for deleting me, Phil.
Yeah, anytime. I'm going to
Awesome.
delete your BP light next.
All right, guys. Well, let's wrap it up. Again, anyone out there in the community watching, listening, definitely subscribe it and like it. I think that's it for this week, and we'll catch you next week for Creepy Hexapod Robot.
Right on. Thanks
Cheers,
everyone.
Awesome.
Bye, everybody.
Take it easy.